Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20, and welcome to episode 73 of Direwolf20's OceanBlock Let's Play series. Today, we got some stuff to do. Last episode, we got ourselves our very first creative tank, and I'm very excited about having a creative tank, mostly because it means that I can do some cool stuff. Effectively have infinite of any liquid. Just name a liquid, any liquid, and you can have an unlimited amount. So that's pretty cool. What I'm going to do now, though, is make another creative tank. So, you know, we're going to make another one of these bad boys. Shouldn't be too hard. Mostly because we can make all the creative essence that we want for free. Well, effectively for free. Takes a little time and effort, but I can literally just be like, hey, give me 10 creative essences, and boom, it shall be done. The other thing that's cool is we can totally get these guys. Can't we get these guys with a little bit of creative essence? Some liquid mob souls too, but yes, definitely some molten essence of creativity. A very small amount will turn one of these into 9 large chaos, which is equivalent to 1 large one. But then it'll also get us some small chaos fragments and some tiny chaos fragments as an extra. So we effectively have unlimited chaos fragments at this point as well, which is pretty cool. So if we want to go, you know, a little crazy in chaos upgrade mode in Draconic, we totally can. So all in all, I think that's pretty neat, right? So we can totally do that. We can totally do that. Yeah, super sweet. So I might set that up at some point, just because, you know, we're gonna want to go a little bit crazy with it. Well, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Is what we're gonna do. We're gonna figure it out. But that said, let's get started on today's episode, which will primarily be focused around working towards getting the creative gas tank. So the creative chemical tank from Mechanism is going to give us unlimited chemicals, which sounds pretty fun. And that is going to be used along with the creative energy cube to get us the creative storage upgrade. Okay, it's also going to be used to make the creative energy cube. So we need to use the creative chemical tank to make the creative energy cube. We also need to get ourselves a creative capacitor at some point, so I should knock that onto the to-do list as well. You know, just because I just noticed it now is something we're going to have to do. But yeah, that's going to be absolutely a thing. Otherwise, nothing too crazy. We're going to have to get antimatter going, which means we're going to have to do the whole SPS thing. So that's going to be something we're going to set up at some point in the future. But let's take our time. We're going to start with creative chemical tank. Maybe the creative chemical tank can get us unlimited antimatter. That would be cool. All right, first things first. Let's fill up a basic tank all the way. 14. There you go. Good to go. How cool is that? All right, I'm gonna craft this off camera real quick. It shouldn't be hard. I'm just gonna have to, you know, make a few things, right? The ultimate singularities and whatnot. I might wind up teaching this guy how to autocraft this. Maybe we'll do that. Because most of this stuff is on the... Yeah, let's do that. Let's make another ultimate crafting table. I think it would be cool to automate all these things, right? I think that would be pretty cool. I don't know how many of them we're going to need, but it sounds fun to me to do this thing. So if I were to drop this guy over here with a little bit of ultimate universal cabling ready to go. Sweet. Ultimate auto-crafting table. Good. And we'll throw a chest down. We could probably just do an iron chest, would be fine. And then a regular old crafter. Yeah, so I'm not 100% sure how this works, like this bit. Like, because there's 3 different recipes, but like you have to click to choose which one to have active at any given time. So can you have more than... Can I put 3 recipes in here and like have all 3 of them be automated? I'm honestly not sure. Maybe we'll test that with this guy coming up, right? Does that sound cool? Hey, that's the wrong direction. There you go. Sweet. All right. Now I'm going to turn off auto crafting for a minute. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell this guy, what I'm going to do is manually do the fluid tank bit. I'm not going to automate the creation of this, but every other aspect of this recipe should be automatable and shouldn't be a problem. So I'm going to tell it through here that if you want to make the creative tank, how many different types of items are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe 9? I think this is doable. I think this is doable. Oh, you didn't want to do that, did you? Oh, types, items. Yes, there we go. We were in fluids mode. Okay, cool. So what we do is we just count out each of these things, right? So dynamic tanks, we need 4 of, right? And then atomic alloys, did we say 28? I'm going to count all these up and do this off camera real quick. All right, I think this is most of what we need. It doesn't cover the creative essence, and it doesn't cover the ultimate fluid tanks. And the reason I didn't do the ultimate fluid tanks is I can't get them to stack. Because if I put the ultimate fluid tank in here, I can set it to 1, but I can't set it to 2. It doesn't want to let me do anything more than 1. So I think it's because they don't stack that it doesn't do that. So I'll just have it insert the ultimate singularities for me. And then I'll do the tanks, manually, right? So we'll do that. Cool beans. And then I'll do the ultimate fluid tanks manually. So if I were to come over here and say, I want a creative tank, please, it's missing 4 ender tanks of white. Now, didn't I just teach you how to make those? Yes. I'm wondering if there's some kind of NBT-ishness going on there. There's always a little fuzzy NBT-ness. Maybe if I do that, it'll be better. We'll find out. Hey, there we go. Nice. We'll find out if it works better next time. So all the things here should be crafting and getting me all the stuff that we need to make this happen, right? And that should be pretty cool. Look at it all go. That's awesome. That is super cool. And then I just put a couple things in manually, and we're good to go, right? Now, I haven't set the recipe on the crafting table yet, but that'll happen, shortly. Right? The Supreme Black Hole tank might take a minute because it has to make a bunch of the previous tier machines to get up to that point. That's no biggie. Not a biggie at all. Alright, so I think what it did is it put everything in here, which is cool. Alright, now I'm going to come over here, and if I say I want a creative fluid tank, the only things we're missing are 2 jumbo tanks. Did I miscount how many jumbo tanks we need? I may have definitely miscounted how many jumbo tanks we need. That's not a big deal. I can modify this. So I'm going to steal you for a sec. Come over here. Put you in here. Change the jumbo tanks to 4. Rewrite it. And then ask for 2 more jumbo tanks so that I can get the thing set this time. Cool. Good deal. All right, so now I'm going to try to make another creative fluid tank. But with auto crafting off, I can now shift click to save the recipe, right? I can remove all this stuff. Cool. And what I said I would do is I would, let's see. That's cool, right? Okay, that's neat. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cancel this guy so that he's no longer trying to make things, right? I'm going to manually insert the creative essence, the creative tank, and the ultimate tanks, right? So that would be you guys. And that'll populate in there. And then the rest should happen when I request it, which I'm going to go do now. Once I put this back. And you did the 2 ultimates, right? Yes, good. Start. And what should happen is it should dump everything right into the chest and pull it all right down into here. Yes? Hey, yeah, it did it. Cool. And then if I just turn on auto crafting, it should craft, right? Psst, this is the part. Oh, you're not actually full of molten essence of creativity. My bad. $14. There you go. Not a big deal. Sweet. That is cool beans right there. And now we have another creative fluid tank. Nice. We've got 2 now. Awesome. Awesome. All right, now let's work towards our chemical tank, right? So that was one of the things that we needed to get towards to make the chemical tank happen. I'm going to stick this creative tank in here, and now we have to get our chemicals ready, right? So I'm going to keep this guy right here because he's awesome. Which chemicals do we need to work on? So if we refresh our memory from last episode, it's mostly osmium ingots and atomic alloys, so that's easy. And a few creative essences, also easy. No ultimate singularities here, by the way. I don't think we need ultimate singularities for anything else. Let's look at what ultimate singularities are used to make real quick. They're used to make... Alright, so I do need them for the creative energy cube. And I do need a couple for the creative vending upgrade. We'll never have to use them to make this again. We will have to use a couple to make the capacitor and the creative fluid tank. So that's not bad. That's not bad. Alright, so the real thing that we need to get here is 2 full tanks each of these 4 liquids that we came up with, right? So ethylene, uranium hexafluoride, etc. Now, ethylene we were producing here. I don't remember if we're still producing it. I guess we are. What's in you? Are you ethylene? Hey, yeah, you are. Okay, cool. So let's make you not export anymore. Why are you not stopping? You should not be exporting your gas anywhere. You should be full and filling up. You know what I could just do? How's my... I guess we could put you back to output. But if we got an... So we're going to want some ultimate tanks, so let's teach you how to make those real fast. Right? I want you to know how to make this all the way down the line. You don't already know how to make the basic right now. So if I wanted ultimate tanks, I would like 8 of them effectively, right? So you guys get to work. We'll get the ethylene made nice and quick. What I might do, so you turn into liquid ethylene, right? Which we could make unlimited, by the way. So that's all this is doing, is making my HDPE pellets right now. Got it. Okay, I remember now. I got rid of the gas burning generator, and now you're just making that. Cool, okay. You're dumping excess, that's why. Aha. That's why he wasn't, doing the thing. Okay. Okay, cool. So there's 2 ways I could do this. I could just fill these 2 gas tanks up with the ethylene production that I've got going on. So why don't I just do that, rather than waste my time with the whole other deal, right? So if I put you here, and some ultimate pressurized tubes, they should eventually fill up, right, with ethylene. And yeah, that seems cool. I like that. That's why it was flickering, because it was dumping excess. My bad. I forgot that I had that set up. Not a big deal. All right, so you guys will eventually fill up. And it's going to take me a while to do the other thing, so I'll just let that chill. Okay, so the next stage, so we're going to say ethylene is done. DT fuel, right, does have a liquid version of it. So we should probably look at making that liquid DT fuel, which is just condensated from regular DT fuel. But we're going to need deuterium and tritium, okay? Both of these are pretty easy to get. Deuterium, we just need to get some heavy water and electrolytic separator it. So we need a pump, and we need some other things. Tritium comes from lithium in a solar neutron activator, right? So let's get one of these. Okay, that shouldn't be a problem. Okay, and we've got this. Can I just, what side do you connect to? I always forget. Is it the gaseous version, lithium? Liquid lithium. I think you're turning liquid lithium into lithium? Okay, cool. So if I put you... here, can you take your gases and output it? I don't know, you're outputting to that, so that should be front now? I don't know if you accept gas from the front or how you accept gas, to be honest with you. It might be on the bottom. I think it's bottom only for this guy. I kind of feel like he's bottom only. He might be front. I feel like the front is the output, though. So if we got an ultimate pressurized tube, do you connect to the bottom? You do. So let's do this. Oh, you've got power down there? Dire, please. Let's do it back here. So if I want you to output your gas to the back, that should be cool. And you're dumping lithium into there. All right. And then I'm pretty sure you won't connect to the side or anything. I think you have to go on the bottom of this bad boy. So if I did this, that would work. And then you're going to make tritium. Perfect. There you go. Tritium for days. Okay. That should be cool. All right, so tritium done. Easy peasy. Deuterium needs a pump. And then we need the thingy that'll filter out the heavy water. It's a mechanism upgrade. It is the filter upgrade? I think it's the filter upgrade. A filter upgrade, yeah, this guy. You need tin dust. Tin dust. I'm not going to automate this because I don't think I'll ever need it again. But I might be wrong, and I might eventually regret not automating it. But not too bad, because then I'll just automate it when I need to. Sweet. All right, so then we just pump up water with a filter upgrade in it. And that should be easy peasy. If I put you there, then the problem will be... let's put you here. Can I think if I shift-click you with that gauge? That's not what I meant to do, but that's fine. Oh, you're getting power still. Right. Dire, please. Oh, good, you can do that. Okay, cool. So if I shift-click you, you're going to void that. But are you going to use up all the power again? Yeah. So let's do this. Mechanism speed upgrade. I just want to void the energy from here. Well, you know what I can do? Hold on. This should work just as well. And we should also get the energy upgrade then. And then I'll insert you, and now if I shift-click that, he'll get his heavy water. And that'll work. Beautiful. Cool. And then you can... rotary condensator, please. All the clicks. Okay. So now, make the rotary condensator. You're gonna do that, and then your fluids can input in the bottom. I would have expected that to work. Why, you know, right? No? Yes? Maybe? I could put you here, and then I could connect power. I suspect I'm going to need all the ultimate cables and such at the moment. So ultimate mechanical pipe can do this. We don't want you going into here, so let's do that. So you're still lithium, which is good. You're going to fill up with heavy water because you're going to rotary condensator. Did I do the wrong thing? Yeah, I wanted an electrolytic separator here, didn't I? That's why. I need a rotary condensator eventually, but electrolytic separator is what I needed. My bad. Dire, please. Okay, so then you're going to electrolytically separate deuterium and oxygen, and I'm going to dump excess, or just dump the oxygen, because I don't care about the oxygen, right? And let's also get the mechanism upgrades for you. Boom, boom. Sweet. And now he'll get lots of deuterium once he's got more power. Boom. Look at that. Deuterium for days. Okay, now I'm going to get a tank of... So if we want to make liquid DT fuel, we need to first get that and that. So we're going to need 1,000 millibuckets of them in a chemical infuser. So let's get this guy ready to go. And then I'm going to get just some basic fluid tanks. Or, yeah, basic chemical tanks. 2 should actually be perfect. Okay, you can output your gas on the right. Yes. There's deuterium. Beautiful. And then you're going to do lithium, or tritium, or whatever, right? Perfect. That should be cool. Excellent. I just want it all the way filled up. So that's more than I needed. I really only needed 1 bucket's worth, but it's fine. I just decided I wanted, you know, a full 64. Technically, they're not buckets because it's gas, not fluid, but, you know. You know. Sweet. Okay. Then we want our chemical infuser here. Oh, that's why we had 2 of them. That's why we had 2 of those basics. I'm like, why do I have these 2 basics in here? Oh, that makes sense. All right. Now, what we're going to have is this basic here and this basic here. Okay. And you're going to output on the right. Boom. And you're going to output on the left. Boom. And then you're going to... what are these? Flux points. Yes. Boom. And you're going to make DT fuel. Sweet. And then what I wouldn't mind... universal cable. Here. Then I want that rotary condensator that I made by mistake. And you're going to go here. And you're going to rotary condensate DT fuel into liquid DT fuel. And we should really only theoretically need 1 millibucket's worth. Because I should be able to take literally 1 millibucket. And it'll go into this creative fluid tank. And all I have to do is say fluids output-ish somewhere. That should be good-ish. Why don't you want to go in there? Hey, you're supposed to be going in there. Why aren't you going in there? Look, it's even in the thing. Okay, let's do this. You ready? Hold on. Tank. What I'm going to get is a basic fluid tank. And then I'm going to get a bucket's worth. Okay. And then we'll be cool. Right? Then we'll be cool. I think. I honestly don't know if this will work now. But we'll find out. So once we have a bucket's worth, then we'll be good. And yes, I could acceleration upgrade all these things, but meh. If this works, it doesn't matter. I don't need this. I don't need this setup ever again. There we go. Boom and boom. Got it. Nice. Now, if I wanted a black hole tank, right, what I would do is wait for that to craft, which shouldn't take too long. Yeah, it's on its way. Supreme black hole tank goes here. This goes here. And then all I have to do is shift-click with you, and you're instantly filled. Cool? And then you give me one more bucket's worth, just to store in here. And then you can shift-click with the gauge dropper, and you're empty, ready for the next thing. And you come with me down here onto an external storage bus of fluids. And boom, we now have unlimited DT fuel for days. Haha, it's so cool. It's so cool. And then this whole setup we don't really need no more. I'm going to let it, I guess, burn through all its tritium and stuff. I don't see any reason not to. I mean, it doesn't hurt to just leave it there. It's fine. Now that we've got all the DT fuel, we basically want to rotary condensate in the opposite direction. So let's do that. Okay. And then what we want is the 2 ultimate chemical tanks are going to be ready. Okay. We're going to... This is going to be like a temporary-ish setup. But what I'm going to want is an exporter of fluids. Okay. You're going to be in this direction, decondensating. Okay. And then your fluids will come in the back. You're not going to output any fluids. And then your gases can output on either side. Okay. So if we were to put you here and you here, and then we wanted to export bus, that import exporter, this, DT fuel, go, but as a fluid. That's cool. Liquid DT fuel. Just give you a little bit of that. You should be getting chemicals. One of you is. Cool. And then realistically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to eject these upgrades. There's really no need to do any of this anymore. I mean, legitimately never need any of that anymore. Like, I'm not going to waste these upgrades, right? Waste is such a subjective term, considering we have basically infinite of all the things at this point. Almost infinite of all the things, given time. Now, if I were to throw a stack upgrade in here, does that mean anything for fluids? It does. And speed upgrades might make sense too. That'll keep this running a little bit faster. There you go. Cool. And then once this fills up, then this will fill up. Well, actually, they're both filling up at the same time, so that's even better. Sweet. So this will be done in a few minutes, and that covers our liquid DT fuel needs. Sweet. How are these guys doing, by the way? They are coming along. And if I need to handle this in a better way, I absolutely will. I absolutely will. We could easily do the condensator thing. It doesn't matter. Now, uranium hexafluoride was the next one, and I think that's already being made over here. Is that right? Am I right about that? I'm pretty sure I'm right about that. Uranium hexafluoride is already being made. We just need to capture it, right? Isn't that what this is making? Uranium oxide makes uranium hexafluoride. So if I were to take this isotropic centrifuge away for a moment, and this quantum entangloper away for a moment. Okay. I I forget if there's sidedness to this or how I set this up, but it should be fine. You get gases, I think, right? You can probably just input from all the sides, because I forget what... Okay, that's cool. Now, if I were to get a tank, we want our ultimate chemical tanks here. Okay. Now I need fluorite, or fluorite. I'm assuming that's why this line has broken down. He's probably missing fluorite, yes? Remember I said I broke all my seeds and there's going to be things that I mess up because of it? Yeah, well, you know. Let's just get the ball rolling with that. That'll get us lots of fluorite back. Excellent. That won't take more than 5 minutes to set up, right? Sweet. And now it's just nutritional paste is all that's left. By the way, I'm just going to set this to output on the left so that he dumps all his uranium hexafluoride into this one. And then we'll be cool, right? Because I'm impatient. Which is a surprise to no one. We might actually be having a problem with uranium as well. Do I have uranium seeds even going? I don't think I do. I should get those added back to the list. It's only because we have such a full gas tank of them that it's even running anymore. Okay, and that'll get us good again. Good, you're back to running. Perfect. Yeah, this buffer of uranium oxide is the only reason this thing's still running. Alright, so you are full now, uranium hexafluoride. That's cool. You are well on your way to being full. And the first two of these are now done. The other ones are just waiting, but they'll get there, right? Sweet. And now what I'll do is I'll put this back to here. And does that have you running again? Yes, it does. Sweet. I like it. Back up and running, which is good because we're going to need that in a minute for something. Remember, we need antimatter. That's going to be in an upcoming episode because we're definitely getting, you know, towards yield wrapping up point here. You guys can probably stay. I mean, we already have 1,000 uranium essence backstuffed. And 5,000. Yeah, I think we'll just remove you guys for now, and that should be fine. You go away, and I accidentally removed you, so you go back. And I don't actually need this no more. Cool. So, hey, do I have a chest over here? I do now. And I accidentally stole my cables. All right, let's do this. I think we're pretty much at the wrapping up point for this episode, right? So I'm going to store my uranium hexafluorides here. You guys should be done as well. So DT fuel is complete. DT fuel is complete. I'm going to remove this. I'm going to remove this. I'm going to remove this. And that all goes away. Boom, boom, boom. I'm going to use my gauge dropper to clear all the fluids. Done and done there. Clear and clear. Ready for the next task. You over here, buddy? How you guys doing? You're getting there on the ethylene. I'm just going to be patient. You know. As Dyer does. What I could do if I really wanted to is just, you know. One of these guys does something like that. Wow, you need to be faster, huh? The hydrogen. The hydrogen. Ah, yeah. We'll get there eventually. I might turn you off. Yep. Alright, wrapping up point. Devil 20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I'll come back next time with 2 full tanks of ethylene. We'll get nutritional paste going. We'll craft, at that point, our creative chemical tank and start working towards energy cubes and capacitors. For now, Devil 20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Take it easy.